Welcome back, everybody. We are getting these technical difficulties taken care of. We should be here in just another minute and a half left on that spectator delay. So take it away from where we left off of, finishing up those lane matchups.
Okay, so obviously everyone knows Caitlyn Morgana is going to be super aggressive into Nami Sivir. Like, they're going to run that show and get tons of prio bot lane. Morgana even took Arcane Comet instead of Aerie, so she's really looking to harass down and poke out that lane and get as much pressure as possible. Syndra Oriana also goes Syndra favored. Syndra can pretty easy one-shot her as soon as she hits 6, and Oriana took Barrier over TP, which kind of stops that kill threat early, but at the same time, if she gets harassed out or gets ganked by Rek'Sai, she won't have that easy back to lane, so that could be a pretty free gank for Rek'Sai.
One of the things you brought up to me, that Arcane Comet on the Morgana, I mean, that could, make or break that 2v2 if that early ignite, is able to claim that kill, because the Aerie is really beneficial in that fight, just absorbing some of that damage.
Yeah, like Morgana, like Aerie scales better, but if you really want to just run that lane, the Arcane Comet is so good at harassing. Like, it's hard to harass out a Nami, but the more harass you have, the easier it's going to be to get through her mana bar and eventually be able to harass her down. Another interesting one, Rek'Sai did wind up going Halo Blades over the Conqueror, so she will have a little bit of trouble in the 1v1 versus Nunu. Nunu can kind of just walk away from her, but she will be super bursty once she gets onto one of those squishies, getting her 3Q autos off pretty much instantly.
Yeah, and so we're looking at that early aggression from the side of the keyboard cats. Bronze 5 age, let's see how they're able to kind of integrate that Nunu's early counter jungling pressure if the lanes fall behind a little bit from that poke from the bot lane. Because if your lanes are losing, invading is even more difficult and even more dangerous. So here we are into game. Just gonna get these champions loaded and see where everybody goes to level 1. Are you expecting a level 1 fight?
Uh, I mean, you have the Morgana, so you can go for the invade if you want. Like, Binding's pretty good at catching people out. It's probably something that Bronze 5H will be aware of, though, and probably I wouldn't expect them to be caught out by it. It's a pretty common thing to do when you have someone with a hook or a bind level 1 where you just 5 stack and hope for a pick. If they go 5 point, they should be fine.
Here we go. Everybody's running out of base. We are looking at the line of defense. You got Sivir Nami on the bot side, and then three-man group up on the top side, but they're going to get scouted out by this Scion. So not a lot of information really getting traded, other than a Nunu is on the top side, and they have warded the blue buff.
Yeah, it's a pretty early ward. It's not gonna be there too long. Like, Rek'Sai will not be a blue buff by the time that expires unless she goes red blue, which would be a very odd path, especially knowing they have vision of it. So,
And
I don't
especially
think
against
that.
someone like Nunu who can really clear that jungle quick.
Yeah, like I highly doubt
Oh, we
that
got some
that ward's
trade
gonna
damage
keep
coming
it
out
though.
on the Oriana. Pretty even trade there. One sphere from the Syndra and an auto attack command from the Oriana. So really good trade there. Just keeping it pretty even. Nobody's burning health pots. So here we go. Nunu no leash. Let's see if Nami Sivir can secure that level 2 early.
I think this is actually really smart because what you can do here, I guess we'll see if Maokai does it. Doesn't look like he's going to. Oh, maybe. He can stay out of vision, which it doesn't look like he's going to do, to feign that Nunu was starting red while the bot lane gets the early level 2. It doesn't look like they're going for it here, so Keyboard Cat should know that Nunu is going leashless here and probably on the bot side, but I guess we'll see how they react to that.
And this is going to be a slower jungle clear from the Nunu, too. He went straight to the Grump there. See if hopefully he pressures a level 2 or 3 gank bot.
Yeah, the one thing about starting blue side is, unlike red side, you can't get level 3 off of just 3 camps. You have to go take another one. So Rek'Sai is keeping pace with the amount of camps cleared that Nunu has, so she'll hit level 3 earlier, and since Oriana's shoving, could very easily just burrow over that wall and gank her.
So not a lot of action here, just mid laners training 1-for-1. We got a slow clear from both junglers. and then just lane pressure on the bot side in favor of Bronze 5H right now. But we'll see if that poke from the Comet can come out a little more.
Rek'Sai is going to be spotted out on that ward there by mid lane, so probably not going to be able to get anything there.
Good vision there from the Orianna, trying to scope out that Rek'Sai going for an early gank there onto the mid lane.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to predict the pathing that Rek'Sai is going to take. She likes to full clear, get level 3 as fast as possible, and then that just puts her right next to mid lane, and she can very easily tunnel over the wall, so very good place to put a ward if you're into Rek'Sai is right over that wall, because that's where she'll gank from a lot of the time.
And we have Scuttles coming up. Oh, we got a nice little secure damage there from the Syndra, landing the stun into the Force of Will there, dropping the ball on her head. So forces her out. Now that's going to be a Scuttle Crab secured for the Rek'Sai, top side.
Yep. Nunu decided to go for Raptors instead of going straight to Scuttle when it spawned at 315, so he does have to forfeit that over to Rek'Sai there.
And we're seeing the Nunu really slow clear here. You got Rek'Sai trying to go for a gank on mid lane, but I'm not sure if they're going to commit to it. Doesn't know if it's warded just yet. They're just waiting for that Orianna to push up.
Yeah, it's slow burn here. See if they can get it.
Yeah, and I think right now Rek'Sai is just kind of wasting a little bit too much time. You have the advantage here. Go to the blue buff, but they're going to try and force this. All right, there's the stun into the flash knockup, ignites down, shields going out, flash auto Q, first blood, but the trade secured on trade 1-for-1 on the turret. Assist goal going to the keyboard cats.
Yeah, I think that's probably still worth for them despite the trade kill going back.
We got a big trade top, right?
Oh.
No,
Nunu's coming in.
Oh, Nunu's coming in, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch out Sion. Sion does still have the flash up. Rek'Sai coming behind. He will be spotted in vision here in just a second. There he is. Maokai's going to have to turn tail run out. Both of them do have flash. Flash there from the Maokai. Knock up on the Sion, and then another kill for the Rek'Sai. Getting the secure there. Very well done.
That's such
and then trade bot side.
Such an unlucky flash for the Nunu there. You try and flash out and still get tagged by just the tip of that Sion Q, and then just
bot side, what we saw the Morgana root catching out the Nami into the trap. Now the trap didn't even trigger, but the kill went down. So another also really good trade on the mid laner.
Yeah, Rek'Sai's staying top lane, trying to get that shoved in for a plate, maybe. To me, that's wasting a little bit too much time, especially because it's so early on. The plates have increased armor, so it's really hard to get those. Does still have the CS advantage, though, so doing pretty well on that Rek'Sai.
We're looking at an Infernal Dragon has spawned, so maybe this pressure mid lane can turn that into a dragon as well as maybe some additional kills if they get them baited in.
Yeah, I want to see Rek'Sai back and then just start pathing straight to the dragon. You have so much bot pressure, and your mid is still shoving right now. That might change soon with Nunu hovering around there, but...
And Nunu's going to walk through vision. He has the snowball started. Sydra's still trying to get the trade damage. She's going to dodge out the Nunu ball, but still going to take a lot of damage in return here. Probably not... Oh, there's the shockwave there from the Orianna. They're not going to be able to get the kill with the knockback. And Syndra just barely squeaks out.
Oof. Yeah, I hate to see it. Like, they executed that really well. Like, the only thing that didn't hit is the snowball, and half the time that doesn't hit anyway. It just didn't have the damage for it. If Nunu had actually hit level 5, I think they would have had that kill. He's going to get it off these Wraiths, so that's a bit unlucky.
Yeah, but it does give Orianna a good time to back before we start fighting over that dragon. Now it does look like Rek'Sai is going to start pathing maybe toward the red buff. So we want to see them try to secure that early dragon.
Yeah, important here, Rek'Sai is still a full level up on Nunu. Despite Nunu just hitting 5, Rek'Sai's level 6, so she does have the better smite. Nunu has Q, so it's not that big of a deal when it comes to smite steals, but it's still pretty important to notice, because if Nunu can't get in range for that Q, his smite's just inherently worse.
Now bot lane was able to back. It looks like I'm getting the required assistance pings on the red dragon from blue team, so we're going to see them start rotating. Syndra was able to shove that up.
Yeah, they have lane prio in both lanes now, and
Sion's still tanking turret, but landing autos, If he probably backed off a little bit more, he could have gotten away with more HP. Now you got a flash binding from the Morgana in. This is going to be a dead Nunu, which means that they can secure the dragon off of this.
Yeah, nice catch there.
Flash well spent. It's going to net a really good advantage there. Now see if Orianna can get the catch here. No ultimate just yet. Actually, just came back up. So Syndra has to be very careful. No knockback. Ball can be put into position here in just a second. You got the on the way ping here from the Rek'Sai. He's going to be pathing behind her. Syndra just has to buy a little bit of time. And there he is. Rek'Sai's coming in. Got the smite coming down. The knockup up. Command Shockwave used and missed. You got the ultimate from the Rek'Sai, but Syndra still claims the kill.
Yeah, and I think that's good for them, actually. I think you want that on the Syndra more than you do on the Rek'Sai. The Rek'Sai's already really ahead, and Syndra, you want to just dominate
and
that
big
lane
trade bot lane, and that's what you were talking about. One binding, the Arcane Comet landing, the trade damage. Nami's not able to heal through it and goes down again.
Yeah, it's just such an oppressive lane, Caitlyn Morgana. Like, and Caitlyn just got even more oppressive this patch. Like, laugh all you want about how minuscule of a buff to attack damage is, but on a champion that only builds one attack damage item,
catches out the Nunu, and then a nice rotation from the mid lane. That shove on mid lane, and then we got a dive coming down. You got the Sion ult coming out, and then he's able to secure that. So this should be some multiple plates, if not the entire turret going down.
That's a really unlucky interaction. I didn't know that's how that worked. Maokai W'd to Sion to try and dodge his ultimate, but still got knocked up from it after he came out of the W anyway.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Just, you know, you become untargetable, but once you reach your target, then, you know, your hitbox is there again. So in a big hitbox like that, so they're going to get 4 plates off of this top in total. They're probably not going to be able to secure it just yet unless they stick around. But it looks like they're actually going to go for it. Sion cleared the entire wave. They have another minion wave and enough caster minions, so that should be first turret going to Keyboard Cats.
Yep. Orianna does get to farm 1 play here mid lane, but in exchange for a whole tower, that's not what you like to see.
Especially in a tank matchup. You know, you really don't want that tower going down this early.
They tried to give solo gold over to Sion, but Rek'Sai unfortunately was still just in range. So
and the Rek'Sai's just a little greedy. It's okay. You want to carry? This is how you carry. Get a gold advantage.
Well, I mean, he tried to give it up.
Tried.
It's just he was just too close.
Now you got Rek'Sai going right down mid. Now Nunu is there. Let's see if he can get in position, but the Orianna is dead before. Now the flash knockup going down. You got the Rek'Sai ult coming up, and then the absolute zero is not going to be able to secure the kill. Rek'Sai is going to live. We're looking at about 250 HP, so there's more plates hopefully coming down on mid.
Yeah, see, that's the burst I was talking about with Halo Blades Rek'Sai. The combo there is that if you burrow auto and then auto again with your Halo Blades for your Q, you get an auto reset, and then your other 2 attacks will have increased attack speed. That gives you enough to full charge Fury on your E to get the true damage, and you just one-shot people. Like, you get 4 auto attacks.
And a solo kill there on the Sivir just catches out the net backwards from the Caitlyn. The 90 caliber net just securing that kill there. Really well done.
Yeah, action just doesn't stop here, man. Keyboard Cat's doing a great job of snowballing this. It's, what, almost an 8k gold lead at 11 minutes.
We are 11-1, 11 minutes in. We have 1 tower down, 2 plates left on mid, or 3 plates left on mid, and then 2 plates left on bottom. So they're really pushing the tempo here. That mid game, kind of what we talked about earlier, they're really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and Caitlyn right now is sitting on enough gold for Infin and probably shoes. Not quite that much, but she's sitting on a lot of gold. She can back for her Infin. After this wave, she'll probably have enough for boots as well. And then that lane just gets even harder. It's rough waters here for Bronze 5-ish.
It's a rocky start. You know, what they need to do is just kind of slow the game down. Not get caught out, as this Maokai right now is getting caught. He's going to try and delay the Rek'Sai just enough that they can get the shutdown. You got the Rek'Sai ult coming down. Rek'Sai is going to be able to delay just enough for the Sion to come in and get the double knockup with the decimating smash coming in, and then that is 1 kill down for the Sion. Sion's going to flash the wall, get the knockup, and Nunu has to run. Run, Nunu! Create that snowball. Woo!
Yep.
Bonus movement speed coming from the biggest snowball ever, and boy did that come in handy.
Yeah, unlucky flash there from Maokai. Couldn't quite get over the wall, so he
Yeah,
does go down.
and they do happen, but you know, that Rek'Sai ultimate was pivotal in getting the lockdown. You got a bubble coming down on the Caitlyn, the Nami ult coming down, flash force out now. Nami is almost dead before Morgana even gets there. Morgana's just playing cleanup right now. The chain's coming down before the spell shield comes out, so the root will land, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the kill here. But they're going to be able to force the Sivir out of lane.
Caitlyn does have ult, she just doesn't have mana for it, unfortunately. So if Sivir stays, there is a decent chance that she has a spell shield like a Morgana binding, the Kate ult just comes out and one-shots her.
Now they're going to have a big team fight mid. We got the Rift Herald spawn, should be able to get all 3 of those plates. And then here's the fight. The Rek'Sai knocked up onto the Nunu. Nunu is down before the fight even really begins. Maokai stuck in the back of 3 people between all the CC knockups. Rek'Sai ult coming out, and Syndra will be able to claim that kill. Now Syndra's positioning here to try and get some aggression onto Orianna, but gonna back off a little bit. So they use the Rift Herald. Rift Herald was not able to get the second charge though.
I mean, consolation prize, you managed to kill it before it gets that second charge mid, but even then, it's just so rough of a place for Bronze 5 Age. Like, you want to slow down the game because your scaling is your win condition right now, but like, it's just such a huge gold lead. It's almost 12,000 now at like 14 minutes. That's really hard to come back from.
Yeah, and really, they're running out of options to slow the game down. Now they have the Sivir wave clear, but it's just with all the pressure and all the lane advantages, this is really where Caitlyn shines. She's got Infinity Edge plus Zeal, so we have a collapse coming on with the Syndra coming on, grabbing the blue buff, just going to steal it entirely. Rek'Sai is going on to the Nunu, going to claim that kill, while Syndra just steals the red buff, or the blue buff over the wall.
Yikes. Yeah, see, if you're Bronze 5 Age here, like, you have very limited options to slow down the game. Like, you have the Nami bubble and the Maokai to try and get picks, but there's so many tools to prevent that.
Here's going to be a kill for... Oh, just lives right now. The flash into the stopwatch. Stopwatch used, but still going to go down here from the ball of the Syndra. Syndra 4-2 and 6, really strong.
Yeah, Nami couldn't quite get there in time to heal up.
Now we got a Maokai of Morgana going aggressive onto it, getting the need assistance pings, but no one's really in position to follow that up.
Yeah, if you want to get it back...
Oh, we got a Syndra stun. We got a big fight here.
Never ends!
Just one force of will, and the Dark Sphere Rek'Sai is going to flash, but I think he might go down here. Oh, Ignite is ticking 140 HP, going down, gonna live. A little greedy.
Cigar.
Just a little greedy there from the Rek'Sai, but I mean, at this stage in the game, you know, you might as well go for it, and you know, at most you give away a kill, you don't give away the entire game.
I mean, you say just one kill, but like when you have a 700 gold bounty, that kill is 3 kills.
It is, but with how, I mean, 3 kills right now, we got a 12,000 gold lead. So I mean, you can go for the play. He didn't get punished, so that's the win-win for there.
Yeah.
This Scion is becoming a meatball, though. And we have a lot of people positioning around mid lane, so you know, I'm expecting to see them either force forward the turret or, you know, wait the next 3 minutes to get the Baron up, or catch a pick.
If you're Bronze 5, Morgana... Oh, not quite, okay. Yeah, see, you want to slow it down and try and get picks with the Nami and the Maokai, but it's just so hard to do because there's so many ways for keyboard cats to get out of those picks. Like, you have the Scion ult, you can just ult away, Black Shield, Rek'Sai ults to stall for time. There's just so many ways that just make it incredibly difficult to be able to get on to just one person and even pop them before anyone else can get there, because they can all just stall for so long.
Yeah, and that Sivir wave clear here is coming in handy with the Orianna as well. But unfortunately, Sivir getting caught out in the jungle from the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, and you can just see how much damage that Hail of Blades does once you get onto that squishy.
And we have a potential dive coming in. The snowball used, so that cooldown is gone. We need to get that Scion getting the wave into position. But at this point, I mean, he's tanky enough. You can just dive onto that. But the Nami getting caught out. Rek'Sai just going ham right now, going 2 for 0.
My God.
And he's sitting behind the base, behind the wall. He's just waiting for his tunnel to come up.
Gosh,
And he gets
Regulator is just
out!
popping off this game, dude. 10-0 and 5.
Now you got Regulator going behind the Maokai. Now Maokai is probably not the target here, but Sivir just walking right up, and Regulator's going to get out. But there's not a lot of objectives for them to do other than push.
Yeah, see, you might think, oh, there's so much action. Why don't they just go Baron? It's only 18 minutes in. It's not spawned yet.
You expect this kind of positioning, you know, like 25 minutes plus, but holy cow, you know, does Keyboard Cats have control of this game?
Yeah,
they are. Oh, Shockwave coming out. We got Sivir getting some good trade damage onto multiple members. The Morgana binding does come down onto the Orianna, but they're not able to capitalize. Rek'Sai was not really in position there to go diving. Oh, a big Syndra stun. Syndra coming out. Sivir is down. You got a Sion coming in onto the Absolute Zero. Full channeled Absolute Zero. Takes him down to about half HP. Everybody flashing. Rek'Sai is going to drop. And what a fight. You got a 4 for 2. So they got the Rek'Sai.
I mean, 4 for 2, but you got the Rek'Sai, so it's actually a 4 for 5. Unfortunately, you're probably going to lose inhib off it, so it's not as worth as you would want. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that's still gold positive until they take the tower.
And so that was a really good fight. You know, on the side of Bronze Age, they were able to get off a lot of the ultimates that they were looking for, and a fully channeled Absolute Zero from the Nunu, but they just don't have the damage right now because that is a full tank Nunu.
Yeah, if you look at the item breakpoints here, like Orianna is a full Morello's behind Syndra, so despite her getting that huge shockwave there, it just doesn't do enough damage yet. Maokai's like almost a full item behind Sion as well. Nunu is like an item and a half behind Rek'Sai. Like, it's just really brutal here.
And they're going to turn this into a dragon after that inhibitor and hopefully rotate towards Baron. There is no vision there at all from the side of the Bronze 5 Age. They haven't had time.
No, it's just, you've just been locked in your base trying to clear those waves. You just can't.
So I want to see the Syndra here try to get a pick. You know, the Rek'Sai is going hunting, you know, 10-1 and 6. You can probably get a lot of work done. So they're just waiting for Bronze 5 Age to walk into this area and try and get a greedy ward here.
You pretty much have all the time in the world.
Oh, they were able to catch the Nunu with the Rek'Sai knockup, and that is a dead Nunu before he even gets a chance to land. He is off the map.
Just get tagged by that Syndra stun and you're done.
And that was a max range stun from the Syndra. So that's really well executed, just getting that catch. Now we have Keyboard Cat starting off the Baron. Sion isn't here right now to tank it, so this Rek'Sai is taking a lot of return damage. Sion's bot lane right now, so they're actually gonna try and force this. You got Redemption coming down from the Morgana, so they're looking to force this. They're gonna clear out the pink ward. Maokai throwing some cats over the wall, or some presence over the wall here. So they're gonna try and force it.
Sion does have TP if things start going south.
Oh, and here's the Nami wave. Oh, okay, just secured there from the Rek'Sai, but he's gonna tunnel out. They're gonna be able to catch this Nunu. Or no, sorry, not this Nunu. This is Maokai. So Maokai is down. Valiant effort there. But Nunu and Sivir are going to try and fight this Sion. He's just going to ult away. Little slow there. But he does eventually get out. So, ooh, flash. And then the Rek'Sai ultimate comes out. Nami flashing just a hair too soon. But I don't think you can actually flash out of the Rek'Sai ultimate anymore.
Nah, you cannot. They changed that a while ago. So.
Yeah. So they're going to be able to
really do there.
They're going to be able to take this. Oh, flash binding from the Morgana catches the Sivir. So really well done from the side of the Keyboard Cats.
It's going to be game, I think. Nothing much you can do for Bronze 5 Age other than hope for a better one next time.
Yeah, let's see what kind of adaptations we can make in the second round here, draft phase.
Yeah, with an 18,000 gold lead at 22 minutes, Keyboard Cats taking it in dominant fashion.
Yeah, and you know that felt really one-sided because Keyboard Cats were able to take advantage of the early game. They had the stronger early game, and Bronze 5 Age just could not stop the bleeding. It was unfortunately a slow and steady loss from their side, but it really ramped up win from the Keyboard Cats. It was just objective to objective.
Yeah, and if you look at Regulator's gold at the end of that, he had as much as the other team's jungle and support combined, he was just so fed. Like, props to him. He really snowballed this game out of control.
Yeah, and that Nunu unfortunately just did not have a good game. He was getting invaded from the Rek'Sai pretty early on. Syndra was always in position to rotate over for the 2v2s. So, and next game, I want to see them probably take away either the Morgana or the Caitlyn from.
Yeah, and I want to see the Rek'Sai band. I think the Lee Sin is more manageable than the Rek'Sai. It's like you really are reliant on your lane setting up the play for that if you want the Lee Sin to work. I want to see either the Caitlyn or the Morgana taken away. I would rather see the Caitlyn taken away because I think there are other things you can play with it that are just as oppressive. And let's see, their bans from last game were Yasuo, Lee Sin, Echo. I think Syndra is more scary than Echo. There's a lot more things that you can blind into Echo than you can blind into Syndra. Syndra wins a lot of mid lane matchups, and especially now, now that you certainly can't have the mid counter pick because they're red side, you just really need to hope that you can ban things that beat Orianna if that's your blind pick.
In game one, I probably want to give the MVP here to the jungler, the regulator, because he did regulate that match. He set the
Yeah,
entire
he's
tempo for the match. He was making picks out in the middle of the jungle on multiple members of the team. He was always in a great position. I'm not throwing the rest of his teammates down, but he definitely set the tempo there, and he set it really high.
yeah, consolation prize to the bot lane because really Regulator didn't even spend all that much time bot lane. They just naturally were getting 2v2 kills all the time. So,
Yeah.
props to them finding their own advantages, which let Rek'Sai really snowball the top half of the map and just led to a really dominant win.
And I really want to see maybe try to go for an aggressive top laner. Try to maybe take some pressure away from the bot lane.
Yeah, like I said from Bronze 5 Age, their top laner plays Diana top. He's pretty good at that. He also plays York and Renekton, so he does play those win lane, split pushy type of champions that can dominate the top lane if you set them up for it. So maybe if they want to do that, that could be a way to really force Regulator to focus his time top lane, and then maybe your jungler can focus bot. But I don't want to see the Nunu again. I think the Nunu wasn't bad, but if the enemy jungler is playing something really aggressive, Nunu just isn't all that great into it because Nunu likes to hyper farm because he will always outclear. I'd rather see something like the Vi that Bronze 5H has played 3 times already, or something else that can really take it to Regulator, like maybe a Jax that their jungle also plays, or a Xin Zhao. Like early aggression, I think is the way this series is going, so I'd like to see more of it.
Yeah. And so right now we're going to take a real quick break. We will be back starting right on the dot at 11:14. So don't go too far, get those bathroom breaks in, get some water, stay hydrated because game 2 is going to be back in a flash. All right, here we go, everybody. Going into game 2, picks and bans. Both times given the R. Let's do this.
All right. I'm
We
interested
are
to see how.
ready.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the bans evolve here because if I'm Bronze 5 Age, I probably ban Caitlyn, Rek'Sai, and maybe the Lee Sin. Lee Sin ban is gonna stay. Last time they banned Yasuo before they banned Lee Sin, so maybe we'll see that ban drop. If you're keyboard cats here, I don't think you switch bans at all. I don't think there was really anything in game 1 that they should be too afraid of seeing again. I don't know. Yasuo ban is staying as well.
And I feel like that is kind of along the lines of one of those things where I just really don't want to play against Yasuo. Because
Maybe.
he's really good at, it's possible, he's really good into the champions. So we're looking at.
Looks like the Echo ban stays as well. I mean, Echo is the most played solo queue champion for keyboard cats mid laner. So,
Okay,
I
so
understand the respect ban there, but
once we get Pro Pick back online, we are looking at Bronze 5 Age banning Lee Sin, Yasuo, and Echo. We are looking at Keyboard Cats banning Malphite, Vi, and Morgana. So they took away the Morgana Caitlyn.
yeah, they don't want to see Bronze 5 Age hitting them with the Uno reverse card and just saying no you. Sivir
So
first pick
Sivir
again,
picked
though.
up.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much saying we want to play safe because we don't think the bot lane is winnable at this point. Which, I mean, to be fair, if you just get slammed the last game, then, it's probably a pretty decent idea to just be like, okay, we're going to try and get pressure elsewhere. Looks like the Caitlyn is coming back for KC again, though.
And I
And
want to
this time
see
it's with Karma. Okay.
I want to see more of those spell shields utilized defensively or, even offensively, just in lane, trying to absorb some of those spells so that we're not eating as much poke.
Yeah, I mean, Caitlyn Karma in some ways is even more obnoxious than Caitlyn Morgana. It doesn't have that, like, one-shot burst potential as much, but it's, like, it whittles you down much faster than Caitlyn Morgana can. Okay, we're going to see a Warwick from Bronze 5 Age. I like this adaptation. It's a jungle that can make better plays early than Nunu. It's much easier to make a gank stick with Warwick than it is with Nunu, so hopefully this is a signal that they really want to take the aggression to them, maybe the top side of the map.
And a really high health jungler as well. So we have Sivir, Warwick, and Alistar locked in for the Bronze 5 Age.
Yeah,
We're
see,
looking at an engage comp here, boys.
I like the Alistar much more than the Nami. The Alistar can much more easily get out of those sticky situations. He is going to get harassed down a lot against Caitlyn Karma, so his lane phase is going to be pretty rough. But he's much harder to just straight up one-shot. Rek'Sai coming in again, though.
Regulator getting his Rek'Sai. Let's see if he can turn, game 1 into a repeat here.
Yeah,
We got a little bit of the cameraception going on streams. So welcome everybody. Maybe we can see into infinity and beyond. Second round of bans here. We got Silas going down. Keyboard Cast taking that out of the champ pool for the mid lane.
All right.
All right, now we have pick and bans on screen for everybody.
Still don't want to play against Zoe.
I don't blame them. Zoe is terrible. That sleepy trouble bubble gets on my nerve.
If they keep the Shen ban from last game, I would be a little confused. I feel like you should definitely at least switch something in your drafting strategy here. Like, especially because you banned the main counter to Syndra in Echo. If you just leave it up, I feel like keyboard cats are fine just taking it again.
And a Talia
Talia
ban,
this time.
possibly?
Talia is picked pretty frequently in solo queue by keyboard cats mid laner, so and they also played it last week in the casual league, so I can see the ban.
What I want to see, maybe from the side of the Bronze 5 Age, I want to see a Shen top come in, just because of how well he synergizes with the Warwick, with the Alistar, just trying to go in, force the fight all in.
I'm interested to see what oh, it's actually not a blind pick this time. LeBlanc is the blind for keyboard cats. Okay, if you're Bronze 5 Age here, I think you go let's see, their mid lane plays things like Syndra, Azir, and Ryze, all of which are good into LeBlanc. The Ahri is an old school counter, or more of a new school counter, actually. One thing you can do with Ari is if you charm while LeBlanc is in W, you actually cancel her W because it is a dash. So something changed recently with Ari that she now interrupts dashes with E instead of charming after the dash completes. So if you are fast enough on the uptake, when you see that LeBlanc all in, you can just kind of deny her entire rotation.
And old school, new school, who has time to go to school when you're looking at nothing but those glorious fandom dancers on her chest? We have Shen locked in for the top side, and we're going to look
Okay.
at the return pick from the Keyboard Cats.
Yeah, calling out the Shen. Good on you, dude. If I'm looking at keyboard cats here, I want to see an aggressive top. I want to see something like Ribbon or Renekton or something. Really take it to the Shen.
Now, some people like to pick Renekton into Shen, and I play Shen top lane because all I can do is support my team, whether it doesn't matter which lane it's in. When I play Shen into Renekton, nothing makes me happier than when he uses that W when
Yeah,
I get the dodge off. So
yeah, it's a bit of a mind game on that one because if Renekton manages to get that stun off, you're kind of just screwed as the Shen. But if you can get your W down fast enough when you see that glowy little sword, then you're in a pretty good place. It's not really much all in after the stun's done. So it's a bit of a skill matchup, kind of like the Fiora Renekton one, where you just have to predict when that stun's going to come through.
all right, and pick and bans are locked in. We are looking at Shen Warwick, Ari, Sivir, and Alistar versus a